What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm here with an all new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 7, Gossip Girl. This episode was a mess, but it was a funny mess. It was a lot of messy mess, and I am here for it. Now, I just want to get to more of the mess. I was so excited for this episode towards the end. It's crazy. So we get to the next day. Everybody else is having breakfast, and apparently everything's having breakfast on the main house, so they gotta wait for them. Wendy is struggling to figure out how to ride the go kart because they have go karts for the time being that they're there. Mia tells Giselle how Karen was hurt in the process of her calling Karen a troll, and Giselle doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care. But Mia said, I will feel something if somebody calls me out my name. Here go Robin co-signing. I don't care because I'm not a troll. No, Robin, you're a hobbit. You're not a troll. You're a hobbit. You're a follower. You are a puppy. You are a lap dog, a bulldog. That's what you are. So you need to express who you really are. That's what you are. And you are comfortable in the position that you're in. So Wendy arrives in her gorgeous onesie, one piece by swimsuit. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing it. She looked so beautiful. She looked so beautiful with her white cover up kimono and her body just hanging. It fit all the right places. I'm like, yes, Wendy. Show these girls what they lacking. Show them. And she realized that Karen is right. Who cares what I'm wearing? Who cares what I have to say? This is my body. I'm a flaunt it. I paid for it. Show it off. I'm going to set my boundaries. You don't like it? Oh, fuck well. Giselle is like seeming. She cannot function. She's looking at the camera. So she tries to make up an excuse to get off the table. She grabs Robin to have a meeting. This is just a way for Giselle to leave the room and not look at Wendy and her body. Because apparently either Giselle wants to fuck her or she just wants to be that body, be that confident. I have no idea. So everybody else understands what they went upstairs for. Askell was like, maybe they actually had a meeting. Oh, you so naive, Askell. And you was actually you didn't bother me. Last episode, you didn't bother me today. Okay. Karen wanted to address the comments that was made about Candace's marriage, the way that Giselle King went about it, and she felt like they were disrespectful. Candace says she felt no ways about Giselle asking those questions because she knows that Giselle doesn't have any kuta by herself. She has no empathy and she has no emotional support. But I will say this, Candace, it is kind of funny how you kind of dumb yourself down to allow Giselle to tell you what you should do with your life and your marriage, and you have all this to say in the confessionals, but you have no way of saying it in front of her. I don't know what it is. Could it be the fact that you still want to hold out that support that she gave you last season? But that was in the guise of trying to get Monique out. She didn't really care about your feelings, but we'll see. And so Giselle wants to have the private conversation about Robin, about what's going on. Why it's taking you so long to get out of bed? Where are you lacking, feeling unmotivated? So she said, I don't know. I just don't see myself the way that people sees me. And she said, I don't know how you're not seeing that you're winning. You got your hats. You need to brand yourself and start getting out there in department stores. She said department stores have been reaching out to me. Macy's, TJ Maxx, QVC. I'm like, really, Robin? Those hats, those bargain basement hats you've been making, you got companies like that calling you out, girl. You better go ahead and make those contracts, make you some money. I saw on Instagram you guys have moved into your house. I didn't see the whole thing, just the front door. Come on now. You excelling. Stop doubting yourself, thinking that you can't get better than where you're at. But this stems from how it was Robin's first season, I believe, because they had a best friend that Juan and her trusted. He was taking all their money. By the time they realized all the money was gone, so they had to start from the ground up. So she reflects on the fact that she had to get into focus groups to make $100 to spend on groceries. So she's afraid if I was to push myself out there even more with my business thriving, I'm afraid that it's going to knock me down where I was before, and I'm going to look at a foreclosure sign in my house. I don't want that to happen again. Listen, I understand where that comes from. You want to elevate yourself. You want to put yourself in a much better position for you and your family. And since you've been down a few pegs a few times, you are afraid that if I was to do this to get in the source, I just know something bad is going to happen. Can I think negatively all the time about what things are happening? I took a chance on making this YouTube, and I'm very proud about how far I've come when I just started. And more is going to come from me and from my family. And I'm just loving it all the way. So she said, okay, so how about you getting out this funk for Juan? You cannot have your fine husband telling you unattractive. Robin, pay attention to how Giselle is constantly talking about how fine Juan is to me. He's not that fine to me. And it's just all about but don't do it for him, because that's where Giselle's coming from. She feels like if you can't make yourself feel pretty, how can Juan tell you that you're pretty? Newsflash, it's not just about Juan being happy, it's about Robin being happy. But I get it. Giselle wants to give her that tough love because she knows that Robin can take it and that she needs it. So in that moment, I can understand where Giselle was coming from, and what she did say was correct. Stop thinking of yourself as being a failure. You are more than that. You are a winner. Keep excelling. So then we're down to the water aerobics. Giselle has planned a routine, and then she prays on how she got her body by swimming. Was that shade towards Wendy getting her body done? I don't know what that is. I don't know if Giselle feels like she's in a competition in her head about how she got to where she's at. If that's the case, Giselle, then why don't you showcase your body if you're so proud of it because you got it from swimming 3 times a week? If not, shut up. So Karen's not getting into that pool with Giselle. She has to make sure this lace does not get lifted. I'm getting sworn in. This needs to be intact, and she does not trust Giselle. So everybody else is enjoying it. Wendy cannot swim. And Ashley arrives wondering what's with them big-ass swim caps they got on their head. She did not come with the bathing suit. Literally, Ashley came for like, 6-7 hours? Barely half a day. A lunch, and then that was it. She didn't come for the whole day itself, I don't believe. So she is now loving the fact that at first she was so afraid to leave the house, leave her son alone. That's first mom jitters, first mom feelings. I've been there before. But now that she has 2 kids, she feels better leaving them behind and enjoying herself, getting back to her. I'm understanding that as well, Ashley. I get it. They decided to give us a horror show about her placenta being now in capsules. I was like, ugh. I was with the same producer. He's like, oh, God, pretend I'm not even here. Like, why did y'all show us that? We did not have to see her placenta. Ugh. I was with Karen. Ugh. We did not have to see that. So, of course, it's giving her energy, her sex drive, and she's loving it. She feels warm. I'm like, okay, we did not need to see that. The discovery, we did not need to see that. Bleh. So Ashley was like, catch me up. I wasn't here for the first day, so how's everything been going? So Karen said, I have been the target of Giselle's frustrations, but I have survived, and look at me now. And Karen looked gorgeous by the poolside. And Ashley wants to know what was being said. So Karen told her. She said, I'm a liar, I'm a troll. Ashley, think y'all can call a truce? She said, no. Not what she said about my kids. My kids need an apology. Really, Karen? Your kids need an apology? Your kids are grown. At the end of the day, everybody is tired of this feud, this ongoing stupid feud between you and Giselle. Y'all don't mesh. Y'all never will mesh. Apologize or not apologize. I'm tired of hearing about this thing with Ray. I'm tired of hearing about the taxes. I'm tired of hearing about thing with Jamal. I don't care anymore. Find something else. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. So she ran down everything that has happened. She attacked Candace. She didn't attack Wendy. And she attacked her good friend Robin. So she's in beliefs of what's happening because she's going back to how Karen can tend to tell stories, tend to lie at times. And when it comes to Giselle, she goes on a full fable. But in this case, she's not wrong. And she's telling the truth. Giselle did ask majority of inappropriate questions to everybody else. And when somebody asked her what was going on in her life, she shut it down, which is not fair. So Ashley wants to get to the real tea. So Giselle gives her a tour. And even though she's already drinking a Corona Light when she got there, she's already drunk. And then Giselle wants to bring up, oh, drunk Karen. And Ashley's like, I'm done with y'all. Every time I'm around one of y'all, somebody's bringing up somebody. You guys are both relentless. I am done. I really do believe that Ashley is taking in her being neutral to Giselle and Karen differently than what it was before, because she is not trying to always be in the middle of hearing them argue. So she's like, can y'all just stop? Just stop. So Ashley wants to understand what was the conversations being said. Because, I just heard that you've been attacking everybody in the house. So, of course, she does not mention what she said to Robin. She does not mention what she said about Candace. She went straight towards Wendy on how we've seen the changes in her and we don't know where it's coming from and why is it happening. And Giselle brings it up again. It could be the rumors about her husband on the affair. And of course, we don't know if that's what you're trying to sexy it up and showcase that you and your husband are good. Look at me, I'm loving my body. We're in a new light, a new space. I don't know if that's defending what the blogs are saying. But Ashley, I don't think Ashley is going about it because of the plastic surgery. She said something's going on emotionally and internally with her. Because, yes, we're going back to how Wendy perceived herself as being the professor, being the one that knows all, sees all. You approached me as Dr. Wendy, but she's doing this completely 180 and she's different. So she just wants to know how it is. And she does not believe that the rumors are true. And maybe it's something it's something's going on inside of her, how she's interacting with the group. So they're leaving for lunch. Everybody is there except for Robin. She's running late. And Ashley asked Haskell, how you been doing? I haven't seen you since the spa. Haskell said, I'm doing fine. Yesterday we had a little bit of an incident at dinner. And that led to the conversation of, I heard about what happened at dinner by Giselle, but I want to know what everybody else's thought was, so I don't misconstrue anything. So she says, there's been a disconnect about what other people have been telling me. So I just want to know from the horse's mouth what's been happening. So, because I heard that Giselle was attacking everybody. I'm saying so a lot. But now that's out on the table, Wendy wanted to address Giselle in private, but now since it's out, she says, when you made those comments about me lacking substance and I don't know what's happened to you, I kept my finger on it, that hurt me. And she felt like it was body shaming. Giselle said, I never said that. Ashley pops up and said, I don't think it was that way, but that's how Wendy felt. Now, I know I read the comments on how Ashley was inserting herself, but if everybody is around her telling her how things went, she kind of has a automatic view or automatic hypnosis of what's going on. So it's not really irritating the fact that she's asking these questions, but it would have been nice if Ashley did not ask at that point. She really just should stay quiet. But Mia and Haskell co-signed on no. When we were sitting at that table, I felt like I was in Interrogation Island. You did ask her all those questions about her body. You did ask her where did it come from. Why am I seeing more of your boobs? I'm seeing you than I've seen last year. So it really was awkward, like it was the other episode. It was awkward sitting in the middle between Karen and Giselle going back and forth. It's awkward the fact that you're telling this grown-ass woman, why am I seeing your body more than I'm seeing you? What's going on with you? You okay? So Giselle said, if I offended you, my apologies. That's the if I offended you. You did offend her. That was not my purpose. Giselle does not accept it because she feels like it wasn't genuine. I think she's coming for me for whatever reason. And she's coming for me just to humiliate me from the whole group. And that's not what a friend do. A friend would have pulled her to the side and say, girl, I don't know if you noticed, but I've seen some change in you. Are you okay? And Ashley said, I heard that you cried. Is that true? And she said, yes, I cried because Karen consoled me. She listened to me. I poured my heart into her. And she told me how what I felt was valid. And I appreciated that. Ashley and Karen was like, oh, wow. Okay. I think Ashley is happy that Karen and Wendy are having such a good camaraderie and building something. But Giselle is steaming. She said, newsflash, Karen does not care about you because she had the same mommy dearest relationship with Candace. Look where that fell. Don't fall into some other goose trap. Listen, Giselle, I don't know why you have such a bad heart on for Karen having friends. And if she was there for the moment to be a friend to Wendy when you weren't, I'm not finna shut down Karen for that. Because at the same point in time, what happened was valid. You did make her feel bad. You did put into her head that what she did was doing too much. You made her feel uncomfortable. You made her feel insecure about her body. And she felt like she wanted to change. Karen said, don't do that. Don't change for nobody. So Mia once again wants to come in Mia and Giselle's defense about, I understand where Giselle was coming from. If I see that a friend of mine is behaving differently, I just want to check in on her. I was like, Mia, you were going back and forth this entire time. I'm going to need you to stay quiet when it needs to be quiet. What you said about co-signing on the fact that Giselle did too much by asking her questions, I'm with you on that. But you trying to defend why she did it, I'm not with you on that. Sometimes shush, Mia, shush. And then, of course, Wendy wants to say, it's so funny that's coming from you. Wait, did I get to that part yet? Oh, yeah, she didn't like the fact that Mia is always coming from Giselle's defense, which she is. I don't know if Mia is trying to do that because of how it was the first time. And she's really trying to keep her toes in line of not trying to make them mad. Because she's trying to make sure she stays relevant in the episodes. But I'm going to need you to stop being so thirsty to be friends with them. To make sure they don't say nothing mean to you. And Wendy wants to defend the fact that this is what happens when people get plastic surgery. They tend to ask questions and then they tend to judge. But I'm going back to the beginning, Wendy. You made a party announcing that you got your boobs done. but you did not admit that you got your butt done. So if you did not want to showcase what you got done, you shouldn't have had the party. And Ashley said, that's not right. I'm telling you, that's not true. We are not talking about your plastic surgery. We're saying that your behavior is different, not your breast. I have been here less than an hour and some change, and I've seen your breast 2 times already. And that's okay. Now, I believe that Ashley really doesn't give a shit if Wendy's showing her boobs. You know, Ashley is all about popping a titty out to breastfeed, so she doesn't care about that. What she wants to know is, are you okay behaviorally? Because it's changing, and we want to know what it was. But I understand the prying of Ashley coming into a situation that she was not privy to. She just got snips. She's got cliff notes of what's happening, so she cannot have an opinion for something when she wasn't present to. That I can get. And of course, Candace in the confessional. She does not like, well, she said it, Ashley in her forehead and her breast pump. I'm like, damn, Candace, can you stop talking about what she does with her babies? So she said, why is Ashley in her forehead and her breast pump talking about a conversation she was not privy to? And can y'all stop talking about Wendy and her titty? This is stupid. This is childish. Let's leave it alone. Why are y'all trying to make something big than what it is? Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Robin comes in late, and she obviously comes in at the nick of time to defend Giselle on what she did. And they say, oh, what am I missing? Oh, just, I offended Wendy, and she didn't like it. Oh, okay, nothing new. So Robin wants to say that sometimes people don't like to hear hard truths. Robin, you don't like to hear hard truths. Hard truths that Juan does not want to. Your life is a lie. Your relationship is fake. You were beard for both of y'all. Giselle, same thing. You are a cover-up for your ex-husband who needs to pay his taxes. And I don't know why you're saving yourself for a man who does not want to be with you. So in the midst of that, Wendy tries to answer the conversation about not hearing difficult truth, but to be like, how can you come at me about my body when you guys are not being a friend to me? Robin wants to cut her off and say, you keep cutting me off. I said, no, I have not. You keep cutting me off, and that's not right. Robin, nobody wants to hear you and your tired braids. And then Giselle wants to say, you act like this is a competition, this is a combative contest. We're not on CNN right now. Where the fuck did that come from? Why is CNN a part of this conversation? Just because Wendy talks intelligent and she talks with a lot of automatically professionalism and lecturism, using the right words, but she is speaking rightfully and calmly and getting to the point without it going all over the place, not even cussing you. You just don't like the fact that she's coming in with the facts, and she's coming in with information, she's coming in with the pure notion of how she's feeling, and you cannot take it. You want her to shut up and say, yeah, you're right, I did a little too much, I'm sorry. She's not going to bow down to you, to none of you. And so she just missing the guys on her phone. Here go Robin again saying, see, look, she's trying to talk to me on your phone. Well, listen, she's talking about, I'm on CNN. I never confirmed I was on the television show tomorrow. So goodbye and good night. Robin, stop trying to defend her. It's not looking good. Every time you do it, you look stupid. So Mia, again, wants to comment and say, again, if my friend is behaving differently, I would like to check in on them. And I think that's what Giselle was coming from. And Wendy is like, it is so funny that you keep coming for her defense and you keep commentating on my body, but I've never judged you on being a stripper. Here goes Mia. First of all, I was never a stripper. I was an entertainer. And I never took my clothes off, and we served steak and lobster. I'm like, Mia, no. But I think Mia tries to defend what she did so much. She doesn't want to be reminded of that she did have to take her clothes off at some point to hustle for her kids. So she wants to change that notion. But Mia, I want you to stop defending yourself when it comes to being a stripper. Own the fact that she was a stripper. Now say, yes, I was. I did some things. I was judged at some point by some people. But now I'm here. Stop judging me. It would have been nice if you was on Wendy's side with this, but you kept on defending Giselle and being her spokesperson for it. And it wasn't cool. I wanted Mia to shut up in that moment. I really did. So Mia wants Wendy to stop showing her assets for not paying you. See, the thing about it is that you said you never took your clothes off, but now you're using the fact that Wendy is showing her outfits and showing her clothes because you said you had this bodysuit thong that showed up in your ass that was out from Zara. So I don't know why Mia is so bent on trying to defend what she did and use as a guide to tell Wendy stop showing her body. A woman is a woman. If she's comfortable showing her body, she's comfortable showing her body. Leave it alone. Please leave it alone. I don't like it. It's like how it was in the beginning when I felt like they were judging you on being a stripper, and you say, I don't know how to do the pole, I didn't take my clothes off. You did, but you use this very naive, dumb way to not say what you did. Admit it. Say what you did, mean what you say, and don't give a fuck about what these girls say. These girls did not come from like humble beginnings. No humble beginnings. They didn't come from privileged lives. They had to work for this shit. So don't do that, Mia. And like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with her. Because she comes in when she wants to come in, but then she needs to not come in when she not need to come in. She needs to just stay quiet most of the time. And, Wendy said, all y'all are hella, Hella, judgmental. Hella judgmental. Candace says, if we're talking judgmental, let's judge Giselle on her fashions. She should be serving a life sentence because she cannot dress for the life of her. And like I said, judgmental, Robin and Giselle, top of the list. Candace also talked about Mia being the lady of the night and her big ass feet. Candace, why are you talking about her feet? This is gonna probably why she throws that salad at you. I don't know. But damn, Candace, you saying a whole lot of shade in the confessionals, but not in the moment. What's happening here? And can we all get along? Y'all still fighting? I opened up the spread for y'all. Let's just keep it positive. So obviously they have a whiskey tasting in 30 minutes, so they're getting ready to go. When Giselle and Ashley have a private conversation about how Wendy is beyond offensive, and she brings up how her husband loves who she is, and he loves how he's happy that she's happy who she is, and she cries about it, which I felt her on that. And Giselle pretty much downplays the fact that she was crying in tears. So Ashley really wants to have a conversation with her because she wants it to be understood that I'm not trying to come at you wrong. And I really want to see how she feels. And I think it would be better if it was a one-on-one instead of the group. Giselle agrees, and she feels like if anybody can understand with her husband being in the blogs, left and right, in the public eye, it's Ashley. It's you too, Giselle. So it'd be better received if it was from her. So they're already in the conversations of talking about it with Wendy. So Candace wants to fill them up with the drinks and stop talking about Winnie and her booze. I agree. Them drinks, that daiquiri, looked really good and really tasty. So everybody's tasting the whiskey. Robin decides to throw all four of the whiskeys back. And she said, I'm doing this for Ashley because she's here and she has a week-old baby at home. I'm doing this for her. But obviously Ashley was drinking, maybe not as much as she's supposed to. Maybe like a little here and there. But she had about 2 Corona Lights, maybe a daiquiri, maybe 2 sips of the malt liquor because she was pumping at the same time. So Wendy is about to leave. So she wants to pull Wendy to the side and have that one-on-one. Obviously, Wendy is irritated because she doesn't want to listen. She doesn't want to talk about it. So, okay, girl, I'm about to leave, but I really want to talk to you. Can I have this private conversation? So, in the confessional, Ashley wants to pretty much give her the insight of what's going on in social media because she wants to go about it the same way that Candace and Giselle gave to her last season. When Candace received a text message about somebody who works somewhere who heard from someone who she knows, saw Michael at the MGM wanting to bring somebody else back to his hotel room. And we saw the picture of him in the hotel room with his boxers on. We saw that unlikely picture. But she just wants it to be addressed in this right way. And she thinks that it could be a stepping stone to bring them closer because they can both have a common ground of somebody coming for their marriage. And she's not trying to be messy. She said that in confession, I'm not trying to be messy. So she tells her about the fabricated article about Eddie. And maybe that was being talked about being one of the reasons why you are showcasing your body more, you're being more free, you're being more open with your sexuality and stuff like that. So, maybe it's a way of you to showcase that you and your husband are really good and that you're not trying to give this no flack, no smoke. And she said, Ashley, I thank you for using this opportunity for trying to attack my marriage. And Ashley's confused as to why would you want to go that route? Because why would you go that route? And she said, I don't believe it. That's why I'm telling you. And I understand what these can get because I've been a victim of that as well. And of course, she said she heard it from Giselle, but she finds it laughable that it's coming from her. And she said, okay, well, me and Giselle have had a conversation, but we never talked about it maliciously. We've never said we're going to do this. This is about her. Like, we never did that. We just wanted to say how it was. We just wanted to tell you what was going on. And Wendy said, it's funny because why couldn't Giselle have this conversation with me? She wanted to have a conversation at me with dinner, but why couldn't she have the sidebar conversation with me? So right in the end, Giselle just says she's an evil person. That's her personality. I actually believe it was ill intent. But due to the conversation that I had before, it could have fractured the relationship. That's why it could have been different if you was to perceive it from her. And she said, to this day, she didn't know that she heard me today. The conversation we had the other night, I was hurt, and she didn't realize that until I told her about I was hurt today. And actually, that's fair. So I am like, I did not feel a messy bone or a malicious bone in my body when Ashley was telling her. In the beginning, when Ashley was crying, I felt like, okay, Ashley, we weren't here. Take a seat. But in this moment, I did not feel malicious intent from Ashley. And I figured she would have taken the approach that Ashley, that Candace and Giselle did last year. I figured she would have. But I think that Wendy was already on 10 due to having to still explain herself as to how she's feeling about her body and what she's doing. So now this is like the icing on the cake. That you're telling me that I might be doing this because there's a blog about my husband possibly having an affair? No. And when she said Giselle's name, I'm like, Giselle's name again. So I was like, Wendy is catching that Giselle is the main one who keeps on bringing up the rumor, but she wanted Ashley to carry that bone. And she said, that says a lot about your character. And then she says, I read so much stuff about you and your husband. She said, I believe so. I believe so. And I read so much stuff about Giselle, and I read so many evil things about Robin. And you guys choose this time to tell me this? And in the midst of her saying that, Ashley is really befuddled because she said, I wasn't trying to be messy. I wasn't trying to be no ill intent. I was letting you know Giselle has had a conversation with me about a fabricated article about your husband. And it was talked about being one of the reasons why you are showcasing your body more. That's all. So Robin is trying to twerk in this weird twig-like movement. I'm like, Robin, sit down somewhere. You cannot dance. You don't have no shape. You don't have no body. You have no rhythm. You sure you black? Okay. So Wendy kicks off. Hey, y'all want to have a conversation? So Ashley brought up to my attention that her and Giselle has a conversation about a blog about my husband. So she said, a blog? What blog? So she asked everybody in the room. Candace says no. I don't know Eddie. I don't know about Eddie. Askell, absolutely not. Mia, no. Karen, absolutely not. Robin, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what you was talking about because you was just in the conversation they had last episode about if her mood is changing because of the rumor. You guys don't believe it. That's what the first thing you said. So, Robin, you a liar. And then Giselle, why are you looking at me? Because just Ash says your name because you the one that brought it up, which is true. So, she's directing towards Giselle and said, don't talk about my husband. What you're not going to do is play about my family. I'm putting your ass on notice. I was like, ooh, Wendy. And I'm saying you to kindly don't get your ass whooped. I'm like, ooh, no. Is this a thread? Are you provoked? I'm finna do it. Like, is this a thread, Wendy? Because you was all about not in that, rah-rah in this last season. So you definitely are changing now. Giselle quickly defends and say, I told this one what I said, but at the end of the day, I said I did not believe it. We did not say, I wonder who it was, if it's true. We did not believe it. That's all it was. We heard it was a rumor. We heard it was a blog about him cheating, and that was it. And then just Wendy said, it doesn't matter whether it was true or not. If you was woman enough to have that conversation with me as a friend, you would have did that. You chose to talk to Ashley about it. Here go Robin. I want to know what was said about him. What was being said. I'm not finna go through that. Tell your friend because she must know about it. And then, if you talk about my husband, you talking about me. So fuck these motherfucking cameras. Robin wants to dig down deeper and ask, I want to know what's being said about her husband. You want to know what you coming in so you have a conversation, you have an announcement to make, and here goes Wendy. She said, girl, go eat a cracker. No, she didn't say that yet. I'm going ahead. I'm going ahead. But she said you have an announcement to make, and then Robin wants to understand where it's coming from. Here go Wendy. Oh girl, she wants a moment so bad. No, she did say it. She said, you want to have this moment to say, you know, what's going on in your mind, what's happening, so let's hear it out. She said, go eat a cracker. A cracker? Robin's hungry. And then say, you want to have a moment so bad. Here come Robin. I don't need a fucking moment. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, Robin, what is wrong with you? You did the same thing the last episode. What does having a business have to do with anything? And Wendy said, go fuck yourself. She said, I will go fuck myself. I'm like, you look stupid doing that. You look stupid scratching your puss. Just like Evelyn looks stupid scratching her puss on TV. You look this so stupid, Robin. Why'd you do that? And she said, you don't even oh yeah, you need to eat a cookie with your whiskey breath. You need a cookie, you need a cracker. And then Wendy said, you don't even have a relationship that you don't even care about. Mia said, yes, she does. Don't say that. But Robin is too afraid to keep that same energy because she's talking about Juan. But I'm not giving no energy. Y'all can keep talking about Juan if y'all want to. I'm not feeding no energy. I'm like, it's so funny, Robin. Because you went up to Ashley Giles to put your finger in her face because she was talking about Juan. And you were confused when Karen brought up Juan, but you wanted to insert yourself in defending Giselle and you got your ass read. So, Robin, it's easy just to read you. And you trying to say, I'm not going to give it no energy. You give it energy anytime somebody brings up Juan. I am so glad that Juan Dixon is not here. Girl, good night. Because he jokes about Wendy getting upset about what's happening in the blog. Please. You so nonchalant about somebody talking about somebody's husband, but yet you are be so willing to defend everything that Giselle would do, defend everything that Juan would say. You be so quick. Robin, you have no spine. And you have no morals about yourself. And Ashley said, to be honest, whenever these things are said to me, I don't take it seriously. And if you was to bring it to me like I brought it to you, I wouldn't take no offense to it. And that's just Ashley. I don't think Ashley cares. But Ashley apologizes. I apologize that you feel like I was attacking your family, and that was not my intention. I feel like how everybody who made the main people talking about it is not apologizing, but Ashley is. And she's the one that brought it to her attention. She's the one that said what it was, and she apologizes for it. But Robin and Giselle are being quiet as a church mouse? Okay. So Mia wanted to say, I don't believe that, Ashley, because if she's spoken to you, then she should have spoken to her directly. And she said, you know, I just wanted to see it as a check-in, but I wanted to have that conversation with you privately, but that didn't work. Wendy said, oh, she doesn't understand the parameters of other people's husbands because she does not have a relationship that can hold water. I died when she said that. I fell back. I'm like, ooh, damn. She said, I see everything that everybody said that you were. I see everything. Everybody that said anything about you, I see you for your works. I see you. And the life that you live in is God paying your ass back for all the bullshit that you've done. So live in your motherfucking truth. God is paying your ass back. You want to fire shots? I got the motherfucking bazooka. I was like, oh my God, Wendy, these F-bombs. Oh my Lord. So I'll drag you up and down the street. Don't play with my husband. Candace, she said she'll drag Giselle down the street. Did you catch that? And Wendy said Giselle lacks empathy. She lacks a man. She's comforting because misery loves company. Giselle lacks Brian. That's her middle name. She lacks it, and you are right. She said, if you want to get it popping, we can get it popping. Giselle said, people write stuff in the blogs all the time. And if it's not true, just say, no, it's not true and keep it pushing. But Wendy had to check her. No. I knew about Jamal before I came on this show. Lord have mercy. She came on the show. She said, we didn't talk about the blogs no more, honey. We didn't talk about that. Imagine being with a man that consistently cheats on you, sleeps around on you all the time, all throughout Baltimore, and everyone knows it, and you continuously want to be with this person that you think is worthy enough to be around your daughters. I was like, damn, she right. Like, how low of a self-esteem can you have to have? Pretty low. Like, I got the facts. Can you tell the difference? Tread lightly. I'm like, damn, Wendy just read her for Phil. Ashley's getting ready to leave. That was not how the conversation was supposed to go. Candace come in the room crying with her triangle tissue. I'm like, why is she crying? She wasn't crying when that happened. Why is she crying? She said, what was your motivation for bringing that up to the group? She said, it wasn't a motivation. I just wanted to let her know. And it's online. But why would you bring it to the group? What would you do? Why would you do that? She said, if it's online, okay, then leave it where it's at. Don't bring it here. I have never brought anything to the blog to Ashley. Now, I had to pause for a second. Listen. Candace, I don't know if you know how you talk or you know what has been said about you, but Even what happened last season, when you wanted to address Ashley differently of talking about her husband, you told Giselle, because you received a text message from a person that you know so well, and she knows somebody so well, and she saw Michael in the hotel. And then was it Bossip City comes in with that picture of him with the with his underwear out. That was part of a blog too. And you just talked about a blogger who was talking about how Chris don't see his kids. So I don't know. I just feel like, Candace, it's a little funny on how you saying that you don't bring blogs to the show. Almost everybody on this show brings something about a blog to the show. Everybody does it. So she said, no, you just fed into shit. You just fed shit. And Candace feel like this is a test to me knowing this is how I know what you are. This is how I know how you are. This is how I know how you act. This is how I know what you do. So she said, she said, get your milk and get the fuck out. She said, girl, you the culprit. You the source. I'm like, oh my gosh. She keeps talking about what she does with her body, with her motherhood. It's not looking good to me. And Wendy shakes Ashley about how she's supposed to be eating her placenta. That's supposed to make her better, but she's not eating it enough. And Candace only want to laugh. I don't know why, but I did not find that funny. I didn't find that funny. I really didn't. I'm like, damn, you didn't have to go that far for her. Damn. So Mia asks, if Giselle was to come at you differently, if it came at you directly with this information, would you react the same way? She said no. Why? Because I would have given her some credit. But at the same time, it's like, why would she want to come at Eddie, who looks like Idris Elba, the man that she wants to say she wants to fuck up and down? I'm like, he don't look like Idris Elba to me. He like somebody else. I can't put my name on it. But Eddie is a very handsome man, I will say. And of course, we flash back to the bus ride. And Giselle did say, I would go up and down with Idris Elba. I'm like, girl, you and me both. And Giselle was not going to answer that comment. Wendy doesn't want to hear it. She says she doesn't exist to me. And Mia said, yes, she's on the sofa. Mia, shut up. So Karen said, we all knew about the blog. We all knew about what happened. But the only person who decided to talk about it was Giselle. So then Wendy said, every word she says triggers me, but I'm not going to feed into it because I was raised well. I approve of my respect. But at the end of the day, I'm not breaking bread with that bitch. With that bitch ass, that she said. Oh my God. The last 10 minutes of this episode, I had to really pay attention because there was a lot going on. But y'all, this was a mess. And next episode going to be even more of a mess because we got Flip-Floppy Mia coming back at it again. And I'm just like, this was a good ass episode. I got my life with this one. But that's it, y'all. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my I'm so excited because this is a really good episode. But please don't forget to like and comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.